So the circle, it can't exist without its center. And through the ages, it has traveled through all the different religions, all the different philosophies. This completely perfect form that is the symbol for God, the symbol for soul, the symbol for the monad, and that's what it was understood by the Pythagoreans to be. Now, one of the things I did last time, before going through all the different cultures, all the different places that this was used, I also showed how this has made its way, this shape, the circle, has made its way into even the vernacular of the English language. You know, you have languages like Hebrew and Sanskrit that are very sacred in the way they work with geometry and the way they work with energy coming into matter. And the symbols that they use carry that energy. We've lost a lot of that in English. It's a pretty, convoluted, arcane thing that you have the letters that don't seem to relate to much of anything. Like even in China and Japan, where you have pictograms that give you a feeling, a picture of what it's talking about. But nevertheless, there are a few things that came in, and there was one diagram that I did last time that Janice liked, so I'm going to show you this time over here. And what it is working with 3 circles. Now we work with 3 because always in this dimension, 3 is the formative aspect. It's the Trinity. It's the way energy moves, always through the 3. And in working with this form, one of the things I'm going to do is add the cross of matter. And you see, physical matter is represented by the cube, and the square is one face of the cube. So we always have the 4 corners of the earth, and this being the representation of physicality. So when you're working with physicality, there are 2 crosses that can happen in it. The cross of matter that goes this way, and we'll talk more about what these mean in the future. And then there's another cross that happens this way. It's something that happens in many of the geometries, the forms that we work with, where, as you see here, from this perspective, we have the cross of matter, and you have the X going across and the other vertical one. So in this case, we're going to put the cross of matter there, and I want to show you that on the other side, we're going to have, in the numerical sequence 1 through 9, 1 is the monad. This is the 1. It's the unknowable Father, the source of all. And just as 1 you'll find in every single number, when you divide it by 1, you get the same number. So the 1 is unknowable. But in adding 1 to this piece, then you see how that's the nature of the way the circle has come into this reality. And the way even things like the word God have their connection back to the circle, to the one where everything springs from.